Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols. Do you remember these days? Yes, it is true. The iPad is back. Those of you who have been around a while remember the fabulous art that I am capable of. I do think having those visual representations of some ideas are important. You know, when I say there's different classes of ships, sometimes it's neat to see those drawings. Or experiences that can't be, they weren't, videotaped. They might have been photographed or whatever. So, I'm so thankful to get it fixed. I had to get the end piece here fixed and the brand new battery installed, and I'm just so thankful. And there was someone who made a donation, over $100, allowed me to do it. So I'm just so thankful, and I'm going to save up and get the Muse 2 next. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to kind of discuss something a little, I hope it's not perceived as too self-indulgent, but it's basically a list of a lot of the things that we have done. Accomplishments, weird events, and we've been really lucky and blessed and really humbled by being able to work with a lot of these different great scientists, from Dr. Gallenberger with psychokinesis, to Colonel Alexander with psychokinesis experiments, to Dr. Simeon Hine with remote viewing and the Ingo Swann method, Eric Bard from Skinwalker Ranch, and many other scientists. And I'm just really thankful. And so many of the events that I'm going to talk about are events that have documentation and have multiple witnesses usually, and oftentimes a scientist or two. And just because someone's a scientist doesn't mean they're flawless, but it does bring that next level of credibility. I mean, where else do you go from there, An angel. I had an angel with me. Okay. Here we go. So in an astral projection remote viewing, I was able to smell the quality of a marriage. While dealing with the target, I was in a living room and I smelled something terrible, and it smelled like rotten eggs, and it ended up being their wedding photo. Okay, that kind of explains the marriage. You can hear future sounds, and that was witnessed by 2 scientists. This was an experiment that happened with, I guess I can talk about it still, Eric Bard, and he was at a secret location, and another scientist came in, and, he was like, come on, check this out. So there was a bevy of scientific brain power there, and I said, I typed, it was all in text, so it was time-stamped and everything. It's just an extraordinary series of events. And I said, his phone's about to ring. And they looked at each other like, it's not ringing. Like, bling, bling, bling. And then he tried to do some tricks on me with a target. And the target was a bunch of boxes. And I think they were like escalating or something. So that was pretty neat. I can determine bizarre marriage relationships. I've done this several times in remote viewings, and also in this actual one I was just talking about. They go into another room, and it's an office, and that office is someone else's office. No one told me anything. He didn't give me any information, nothing. Just go. None of the traditional assistance that's given to a remote viewer. So it was just going. I was off and running. And anyway, I was able to detect that they had a very bizarre marriage relationship. So I knew that they were married, and the bizarre aspect of it was they lived in different countries. Very bizarre. I can oftentimes tell what something is, even though I've never seen it before in my life. This was done with a couple objects, at least. What something is and how it works. This is something that comes pretty easy almost, is the surrounding geography. I can get the history of an object. Texture and hardness. I've received that. I've felt a chair, even physically felt it on myself. You can tell by, things like weight, density, temperature, intention. That's a pretty interesting one. Can feel the sensations of others, which isn't always a good thing. You can sense biologicals in the area, detect good and evil. This stuff is so wild. The deeper you get into this, it's so wild. It's so, almost like completely unbelievable. Because you're dealing with a new physics. You're dealing with new realities. And these realities are not just, it's not the first time they've been done. I mean, this has been done time and time again. I can give you examples of people who can do so many of these and have under scientific conditions. There's a guy who bends metal without touching it, and he did it. They gave him some scientific rod, and the pressure, on the rod, it showed, his ability showed. But it's just so amazing. And I'm always astonished, and some stuff has happened that I can't even speak about. Some of the stuff is just, off the charts goofy, and but it's real, and this is available to all of us, and it's just too extraordinary at times. Well, here we go. I've been spoons. I've been standardized rods, screwdrivers without touching them. I've had many witnesses to that many times. I revived a motionless bird. Remember that? The bird, little sparrow, was either crashed into the tree or something. It didn't move for a long time, and I prayed over it, and it flew away, and we were so happy, weren't we, gang? I sure was. And sparrow is such a wonderful biblical, reference, because as the Bible says, the sparrow will be provided for, and I'm out fluttering around in the Bronx, and I'm provided for. I have basically called or predicted or done what some call programmed UFO sightings. 9 out of 10 times have been accurate. And this one really blows me away for a bunch of reasons. But one of the big first ones was with disability attorney Mike Merberg, and he has a big group down there, and I drew the times and the craft, what they would do, and I drew a picture of the area. And it all ended up being very accurate. And there's a testimonial on the channel. I have broken, discombobulated cell phones of people videotaping me or taking pictures without my, awareness. 9 out of 10 scratch ticket wins with Sam. It might have been 8 out of 10. I'm pretty sure it was 9. I went in with $300 and I left with $2,800? $2,800 with Dr. Gallenberger in our gambling experiments. And a lot of those machines act as random number generators. So, PK experiments with Colonel Alexander. Enough said. We have had, and this has been witnessed by Super Sleuth, deports, meaning things go, disappear, they're gone. And we've had things aport, return, as well. And we've also successfully, working with Super, employed the trickster element of the universe. It's a really fascinating topic to study and to unleash very interesting experiences and effects, real effects. Made 3 stock predictions that they were going to run for 3 days. It was going to be day trading. What was the outcome going to be? And they were all up. As I had predicted, each day they were all up. I increased the rate of crystal and algae growth. I have had... this one's just... I've had ground contact with 2 different scientists. One is a scientist I've spoken about before, with the whole Galileo Park and Shorty incident. I've had the ability to effect numerous different types of detection equipment, from electrostatic generators to light bulbs, and I've had a very strong ability to effect true random event generators, made them do things on command, and I can't really talk about this one too much, but basically, with one of the types of setups, it had a visual representation, and things went goofy, and we almost thought, or were still even pondering, whether we were communicating with something, or was it subconscious stuff. So that's just a touch and a flavor of this stuff, and it just gives you an idea of what you can do. And I'm not more talented than any of you guys. We all have this ability, and it's real. It sounds just off the charts, just weird. Bending spoons without touching them, bending screwdrivers without touching them. This has been established again and again and again. A lot of these things have been established again and again and again. And it's easy to dismiss them because they're outside of your bubble. They're on reality's edge, as Dr. Simeon Hein would say. And in a way, those of you who have made it this far in understanding these topics, we are all kind of Galileos, the first to see a revolutionary change. And maybe this is just what we need. Maybe we need it fast. I love you guys. Thanks for supporting this channel. When you see me next, hopefully I'll be wearing the Muse too. And I will be levitating in a lotus position. Oh, saving airline tickets every year. I love you guys.